All right, so the next database that we're going to take a look at is going to be Films on Demand. So Films on Demand is really great if you are more of a visual learner and are wanting to look more at educational shorts as far as whatever you may be studying or whatever you may be researching, as well as anything that's going to be like a documentary or a PBS special. So this is going to be the place where you will find things like that. So let's go ahead and type in renewable energy. All right, so you can see here where we're starting to retrieve these video segments, right? So all of these are going to be considered educational. They're going to be considered reliable as far as the information that they are presenting, and it's going to be a little bit more trustworthy rather than just going through YouTube necessarily. So this is a great source for stuff like that if you are somebody who wants to use or wants to watch some videos about whatever topic you might be researching. All right, so next we're going to take a look at Gale Cengage Learning. So Gale Cengage Learning is quite a lot like EBSCO in the sense that it has a lot of different databases all in one place, right? So you can see here on the home page, all of these are just going to be Gale databases, and you're more than welcome to search any of these one by one if you wish. But let's go ahead and do like we did with EBSCO and make sure that we're searching more than once so we can be sure that we're getting the right breadth of information, right? So we're going to go ahead and go to cross search here. We're going to click that. It will take you here where it has these two different options for you. The Gale Literature Finder. So basically, this is going to be more for topics that are about like books or authors or works of literary works, I guess is the right word. So this will be used for things like that. Now, you guys probably aren't going to use this one very often, but it is there if you do need to use it. So if you actually go over here to Gale Power Search, this is what we're going to use today. It's going to be a lot like the search function at EBSCO. So we're going to click here, and it's going to take us to this page. Again, I don't know why Gale and EBSCO both seem to select every single database. It's just not very efficient as far as searching things, right? So why don't we do like what we did at EBSCO? We're going to go up here where it says select all or deselect all databases. We're going to click this and then this again, and you'll see how it deselected everything, right? So again, for our example topic of renewable energy, we're going to go through and select topics or select databases that are going to be related to what we're searching for, right? So for renewable energy, obviously, let's go here to environmental studies and policy. And then why don't we try gardening and horticulture too? You never know, you might find something useful in this database, right? It's kind of similar. So we'll click that as well. And then down here, you can see Gale 1 File Science. We're going to click the box over here and select this one as well so we can get scientific perspectives. And then over here in the middle, you'll see this one that says Gale in Context. So Gale in Context, a couple of these are going to be super useful for a topic like renewable energy. Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints is going to be useful for any kind of research that you're doing that will have more than one viewpoint. So it's really good at making sure that every single side to an issue is going to be presented, right? So we'll go ahead and click this one. And then here also for something like renewable energy, Gale in Context Environmental Studies would also be something that's useful to select, right? So we'll select that one too. And then we'll scroll up. You can see here, here's the search function. There's also an advanced search function here if you wish to use it, just like over at EBSCO. If you want to, you can do multiple search terms. But let's just say we're just going to look at renewable energy. All right, so you can see here that it's defaulting to magazines. It's showing results for all of these magazine articles, right? But we want to start by looking at actual academic journal articles. So let's click this one instead. All right. And then once you're here, we're going to go over to filter your results over here on the right-hand side. Right underneath full text documents, you will see peer-reviewed journals. Let's click that real quick. That way we're making sure that everything we're looking at is peer reviewed. And then if you look over here, you can also filter your results even further, kind of like EBSCO. So we're going to click here where it says publication date, and it lets you have a custom date range, right? So we're going to say, 2015 to 2025. Again, that's within the last 10 years. So we'll hit apply. And then you can also filter your results by subject. It'll let you do that. Publication title, if you're looking at specific publications, maybe if you are, you can do that as well. And then you can also search within all of the text here. So again, Gale is a lot like EBSCO in its function and its breadth of knowledge for you guys to take a look at, but it's also still really helpful if you're actually starting to really get into researching whatever you're looking at, right? This is a great place to find any scholarly information you will need to help write your paper. All right, next we're going to take a look at ERIC, which is actually a very specific database. It is specific to the education sciences. You can see this here. So if you are researching something that's like renewable energy, which so far we have been, I wouldn't necessarily recommend looking at ERIC because it's going to be very specific to education. However, you can still, if you are researching about something that is education based, ERIC is your number one source. It's going to be fantastic for you guys to be using. So let's, for example, say that you want to learn more about STEM, right? So science, technology, engineering, and math. So we'll type in STEM. So you can see here that we've got like 20 some thousand results again, which is crazy. But Eric is so great at making things easy to use, right? It's super user friendly. If you look over here to the left, you can see all of these different sections. These are how you are going to narrow down your search. So let's go here to publication date. It already gives you a chance to go from the last 10 years. We're going to click that. Easy, last 10 years of information. And then there's more descriptors over here. So if you want to take a look at student attitudes to STEM colleges, science, technology, engineering, and math, you can do that here. You can look at undergraduate students or high school students, gender differences. So why don't we go ahead and select undergraduate students? Awesome. Over here is also sources. So again, if you know what source you want to be looking at, you can go ahead and select it here. I'm not going to, but if you want to, you can. Again, same with author. If you have a specific author in mind that you're looking for, you can absolutely select their name over here. I'm not going to right now, but the option is available. Next, you're going to see here the publication types here. So there's a bunch of different types of publications that are housed within ERIC. So you can take a look at research reports or dissertations and theses, books, things like that. What I think we should start with, though, always, is just start with journal articles. Sweet. So we've got journal articles selected, and then we have education level. So we actually up here talked about undergraduate students, right? So undergraduate students are in post-secondary education. So why don't we go ahead and select post-secondary education? Alrighty. And then you can look as well at locations. So there's all these different locations that you can take a look at. It looks to me like they separate it all out by state here in the United States, but there are also other countries that you can take a look at as well. And then that's pretty much it. So this is fantastic, right? That was super easy. We've now narrowed our search down from 20,000 to about 1,300 results because we're looking at things that are published since 2016 that are about undergraduates that are in STEM programs. We're looking at journal articles specifically, and all of these, the education level that we're looking at for the information is post-secondary education, which is going to be college level. Again, if you're looking at anything that is education based, Eric is going to be your number one. I really, really love Eric. I'm excited about it because it makes things super easy for everybody. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic resource. All right, so next we're going to take a look at something that's a little bit different than what we've been looking at. We're going to look at Learning Express Library, which is also known as PrepStep. So Learning Express Library or PrepStep is actually a fantastic source for those who are wanting to have more practice in some of their classes that they're taking, right? There's also practice tests on here for ACT, SAT preparation, for GED, and I think for citizenship as well. So let's say, for example, I'm somebody who struggles in math. I've always struggled in math, and I'm taking an algebra class this term, right? So if I go over here where it says core math and science skills, we're going to click that really quickly. And then let's say I'm taking my algebra class, right? And I'm really struggling with it. So let's click on that. It has all of these different these different micro lessons and tutorials and ebooks, practices for people like me who may be struggling with math and algebra to take a look at, right? Again, and we have other subjects here as well. You can see geometry and introductory statistics and probability. We also have core English skills. So anything that you think you might be wanting extra practice on is on Prep Step, right? It's great for things like that. Now, again, it's not going to be something that will necessarily help you with your research that you're doing here, but it will help you with your other classes if you ever choose to use it. Next, we're going to take a look at the directory of open access journals. So let me go ahead and open this one here. What I find really great about the directory of open access journals is that it is a database that is full of journals that are open access. So they're free for people to use and look at, right? Um, for some reason, though, when you get to the home page, it does default to journals instead of articles. We're not really necessarily looking for specific journals. We're looking for articles, right? So we're going to go ahead and click that. Let's type in renewable energy. And you're going to see here that they have a ton of different indexed articles, right? So a ton of different things are in this database. What I find really great about the directory of open access journals as well is that it seems to have more of a global perspective. So you can find information about different points of view from across the globe about something that you are researching here, right? So let's go over here to the refine search results over on the left-hand side. So like other databases we've been looking at, you can refine your searches or your results by looking at subjects. So let's say you're looking at agriculture in regards to renewable energy. That's right there. And then you can also go here if you want to know what journal or if you want to look at a specific journal, like you're thinking about one in your mind, you can absolutely go over here and take a look at that as well. Year of publication, it's a little bit this is a little bit more different than the other ones are. I think you have to select each one manually and then take a look at each year, but you still can get more cutting edge information if you want to look at things that have just been published recently in 2025 or 2024 easily. Finally, over here, it says journal has the seal. From my understanding, it says that this is basically the seal is basically going to be something that's like a quality control seal. So if you want to have that extra peace of mind that what you're looking at is considered quality information, at least according to the directory of open access journals, we're just gonna go ahead and click yes, right? That way you have the extra peace of mind. Again, this is super great for getting access to these free journals to look at. Well, I say free, but they're open access for you to look at, right? As well as a global perspective. This is a fantastic source for that. It can give you that extra edge and an extra perspective about stuff that you are researching here at KCC. All right, so the final database that we're going to take a look at today is going to be ProQuest eBook Central. Now, ProQuest eBook Central is amazing because we have access to over 61,000 ebooks in this database alone, right? And so there's a ton of information that you can access here. The thing about ProQuest eBook Central, though, that I have to warn you all is that if you're not on campus, if you're not at KCC and you want to access the things that we have here, you will have to have an account on ProQuest eBook Central. So if you're at KCC, like you can see, I'm at KCC. It didn't give me any trouble. I can just start searching if I want to. But if you're at home, you'll have to make sure that you are going up to this top right-hand corner where it says sign in and click that. And then you can see here where it says you can sign in if you already have an account, for example. But if you are new to eBook Central, so you haven't made an account yet, go ahead and click create account. So then you can see here where you can just fill out this form. If you are on campus using our campus Wi-Fi, you don't have to worry about waiting for us to approve your account, right? You can create your account, it's done, you don't have to worry. However, if you're at home and you fill out this form, you will have to wait for me or one of the library staff to approve your account. So I really recommend if you think you're going to be using ProQuest eBook Central to do this sooner rather than later so that we make sure that we can get your account approved and you'll have time to actually take a look through stuff. Because if we're not at the library when you make your account, you'll have to wait until we are back at the library, which could be if you make your account on Friday, we're not back until Monday, if that makes sense. So, but let's say you already have an account, right? and you're already logged in and you're ready to search. So let's just go back and we'll type in renewable energy. And you can see here when we do that, we have almost 6,500 books that are about renewable energy, right? Like I said, we have so much information on here. Again, you can go to your published here um, and select any of these and make sure that you are, again, getting newer information. I think, again, it's kind of like the directory of open access journals where you have to select them each manually, but still, it's there for you guys to look at. There's also all these subjects over here too. So if you're looking more for business and economics, you can take a look at that, or science and nature, anything that is like a subject or like a subheading of what you are looking at that you're interested in, you can do that as well. We also have books that are in different languages. So again, you can see the majority of them are going to be in English. But for example, in this search, we did retrieve something that was in French. So if you do know French, you're more than welcome to read that one, right? I think we also do have some books in Spanish as well, but again, most of them are going to be in English. Um, Again, too, you can see author here. If you're looking for a specific author, you can go ahead and select these or that author over here and make sure that you're looking at their works of literary works or their books about your subject that you're looking at, right? Again, we have so much information on this database that I always want to make sure that everybody is aware of it and aware of how to use it and how to get their accounts so that you guys have this knowledge at your fingertips whenever you may need it for your research projects. All right, so finally, we're going to take a look up here at how to find a book at KCC, right? So we're going to go here where it says check out books, comma, library catalog, right? We're going to select the Sage library system here, and it will bring you to the home page for the Sage Library System catalog. Now, we have access to 70 libraries across the state of Oregon. So if you can't find something here at KCC, chances are you can probably find it at a library somewhere else, right? But why don't we start by looking at KCC, the materials that we have here. If you go over here where it says library, it starts out by saying Sage Library System. Click that and then scroll down, Klamath Community College. You want to select that. And then over here where it says search, type in renewable energy. And now we're looking at all of the things that we have here at KCC that deal with renewable energy, right? So if you want to go ahead and take a look at them, you can, but let's say that you're looking through them and you're not finding anything that's going to be helpful for you. You're not finding the book that you want to look at regarding your topic. So why don't we instead go up here where it says library, back where we limited to Klamath Community College. And let's go all the way up to Sage Library System. That way we're searching all of the libraries we have access to, right? Now, what I'm going to say is that it's great that we have access to this. It's fantastic. It's make sure that we, have all the information that we can for you guys. But what I will say is that oftentimes it can take up to 2 weeks to get books in from other libraries across the state. So if you're thinking, if it's like a few days before your assignment is due and you're really wanting to read a specific book about it, but we don't have it here, we have it somewhere else, I would recommend not relying on the system to get it here in time for your assignment, unfortunately. But if you are well aware of your assignment well in advance, and you want to like take a look at a book that's somewhere else at one of the libraries, that's perfect. We can get it here for you just like pretty much in enough time before your assignment is going to be due. So again, it's as soon as you know, if it's quite a few weeks before your assignment is due, let us know and we'll get the book here for you. But if not, then we'll have to definitely see what we have here at KCC that can help you with your research. All right, so that is the demonstration of our databases here today that we have at KCC as well as how to find a book. We are actually going to go back to our PowerPoint now and finish out the stages of our Big Six.